Hi guys. Like some of y'all may not be happy with the message I'm about to give you, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not a funny situation. Anybody going through this, it's not funny. But when I thought about the concept and I thought about like how people have to learn, I chuckled, not at the situation, but I chuckled because I'm like, man, like we go through this all the time. Like we're like, God will tell us not to do something. Our head will be so hard, like we don't hear, we don't listen, and then we get ourselves in trouble, and then we're like, man, I'm never doing that again. I learned my lesson. You guys ever been through something like that? So this is crazy. I hope y'all don't get mad at me. I have to just be obedient. But for some of you guys, God was showing me, like, whether it's you that had to learn your lesson or whether it's your partner that had to learn their lesson, okay? Listen, the reason why you or your partner on this walk, this kingdom marriage, like, you guys have been through so much. And let me just say that either you learned a lot of lessons through dating counterfeits or your partner learned lessons through dating counterfeits. And when God revealed the revelation to both of you guys, or to you or to your partner, it's like one person is usually like more on board and one person runs away, like Jonah, right? So it's not that the person was running away from you or you running away from them because you didn't like them or wanted to be with them. You ran away from God's calling. You get what I'm saying? Or the person ran away from God's calling, like Jonah. You see how Jonah ended up in the whale's mouth because he was disobedient. He tried to run. That's a similar situation to either you or your partner. And, when people run away from God's calling, it's usually because they're scared. It's usually because they don't feel like they're worthy of it. And it's because also it's like they know they have a lot of things they have to repent for, and they're afraid of the repercussions. They're afraid of the consequences, right? So people tend to run away to try to like escape that. And that's what you or this person was doing. But the Lord was showing me how, when one particular person, whether it's you or the other person, was running away, they ended up with counterfeits who taught them a lesson. Like these these counterfeits taught this particular person a lesson, as in like they put this person through so much. They taught this person a lesson. God allowed this person to interact with these people. Let me tell you why. And this is why I tell you all the time, stop rushing the situation. Like if God said, hey, that's your wife or that's your husband, stop rushing it. Like let things play out naturally, because you may be alert, you may be discerned, and you may be well aware as to what's going on pertaining to witchcraft or anything. Like you may be like in the alertness of that, right? God may have already given you the revelation. You may have already received it. But just because God gives someone the revelation does not mean they're receptive. It does not mean they're going to listen. It does not mean they believe it. Have you guys ever like in the past like saw stuff in a dream or a vision and you try to like brush it off because you're afraid to believe it's true? Imagine, like for instance, a lot of us, we were attacked with witchcraft and black magic. But when God was showing us our attackers, many of us were in denial. We didn't want to believe it. And we would still be hanging around these people, trying to be around these people, trying to talk to them and trying to, and then before you know it, they literally had to stab us in the back for us to be like, whoa, for us to think back at the times where God was trying to warn us. And we're like, man, God was trying to warn me all this time, but I kept trying to brush it off. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that's what happened with this particular person. Like the person was running from God's calling, and this person was around a good amount of counterfeits, okay? So it's either they went from relationship to relationship to relationship, trying to run away from God's calling. And the thing about it is they knew that God had an ordained partner for them, whether they knew it was you or not, or whether you knew it was that person or not. But you just knew that with God's calling meant that you were going to be with someone for a long period of time, and it's going to be someone that is going to love you right, or that person right? Whoever. But the thing about it is the person was not feeling worthy, or you were not feeling worthy, and whoever did it, somebody ran away like Jonah and ended up around counterfeits. And the Lord was like, okay, run along, go learn your lesson. Like God allowed it to happen because it taught this person a lesson. Like, the amount of trouble this person went through with these counterfeits, can I tell you something? I guarantee you, the amount of trouble, because let me tell you, some of the counterfeits that people encounter, not everyone's case is like this, but some of them, they're into some heavy witchcraft. They're into spells, they're into all that stuff. And imagine being with people who did love spells, separation spells, or did some devious things. And then you finally get away from them. And you're like, God, thank you so much for saving me. When God brings you to your person who is like loving and caring and honest, and you're like, and the person's like God sent, whether it's you or the other person, you're going to be so grateful. It's like you learned your lesson. It's like you learned your lesson. You're not going to mess up what it is God gave you because you learned your lesson. But can I tell you something? It's like you had to go through that to learn, or your partner had to go through that to learn. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, your partner or you, whoever resonates with this, had to go through something to learn. Oh my gosh, you know what this reminds me of? There's a movie called Fatal Attraction. I don't know if you guys saw that movie. And the guy went and had an affair. And when he went and had an affair, the woman ended up being psycho. And she tried to kill him, kill his family, and everything like that. And I remember when I watched the movie in the past, I was like, I bet he won't cheat again. That's what I said. I'm like, I bet he won't cheat again. It's not as wild as that, but because you guys are not together, but it's like God had to allow this person to make these decisions, to let them run like Jonah, to end up in that whale's mouth, for them to repent and be like, God, okay, I'm ready. So that's how it is. Like, your partner or you, like, one of you guys were running and one of you guys ended up learning some serious lessons, and you see what I'm saying? And then once you learned your lessons, you realize that what God really has for you is amazing, and you are worthy of it, or they are worthy of it. So I wanted to share that with you, that these counterfeits taught you or this person a big lesson. And this is why I tell you guys all the time, do not rush things, because now when God brings you guys together, you guys are going to have a different type of appreciation. Like, it's like you guys are going to be so appreciative because of what you had to go through, or they had to go through, or both of y'all had to go through with these counterfeits. It's like you guys are going to be appreciative of real love. Something that's authentic, something that's honest, something that's, it's like you guys are going to be so appreciative compared to, like, because of what you had to go through. You and this person. You guys are going to appreciate each other. But the lessons behind it and the type of situations you guys had to go through, you guys had to go through that, because that is what was able to show you guys the importance of being obedient to God. Not only that, but that is what made you guys love each other even more. Okay, and let me just say, like, whoever was with a lot of the counterfeits that betrayed them consistently, it's like this person or you, it's like there's a different level of appreciation, and you're not gonna mess this up, or this person ain't gonna mess it up, because they know that they've learned their lesson. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.